Okay, let me have a drink here. I got, I got more hair than I should really have here. But I got so much hair. I must have been watching Coraline. I must have been watching the Coraline last night. I must have been watching Coraline last night. That would explain the. That would explain the. That would explain the. Yeah, I must have been watching Coraline last night. That would explain the hair. Being so scary. Anyway, since I'm talking about Coraline here, sorry, I gotta hold this up. Like, there's 2 movies in this, Night and Coraline. But we're not talking about Night. We're talking about Coraline. Hope I got that right. Okay. Well, I should have the actual copy of this, of the Coraline. It's I'm going to be very, very, very honest about this here. Coraline. Did anybody know there's a second Coraline in the making? And does anyone know that there's a teaser trailer and a ultimate movie trailer of this in YouTube? If you didn't know about that, then this would be a great time to tell you. No. Yes, apparently they're at it again. Continuing Coraline. Second movie. Second movie. You would kind of think that that they would make a second one because of the success of this one, and they ended just as it's getting really mysterious. So it would be no wonder if they did do a second one. Like, they cut it off right where it was getting the most mysterious. So like, they cut it off. They ended it right when it was getting really mysterious, really fast. Go figure, right? So, because, right when it was getting mysterious, they ended it right when it was getting the most mysterious. Like, what's gonna happen next? Mysterious, right? But, well, apparently, in 2022, this could come out. Now, I don't know when, but they're making it. There's a teaser trailer, and then there's a real trailer, and there's like I mean, you know, it, it's about time too because like what does happen next, right? You can like just Coraline get the buttons and the and allow and let this the other mother love her and stuff and then stuff and just the and does the other father turn into this big hulking demon? Well, I mean, nobody knows. Nobody knows. And 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 I like I mean, so, so we're sort of like we're sort of like we're not completely left hanging, but we're sort of left hanging because the, because there should be a second one uh, and of that uh, of this it, and I'm sorry I'm covering half of this up. I, I should have the original like DVD of Coraline here, but 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 I mean think about it. It makes it it makes sense, especially when there's a book out there. It, and the book and I and I and I would think so- somewhere within that book there would be a second part. So like yeah, like it it makes really good sense. You know, and while we're on this book thing of Coraline, there's no way. It, it's more horrific. It's more it's more horrifical. That it's more horrifical and horrific because it's more horrific than what people think. The, they they kind of made a sugary, well not sugary, but like they made it more like a PG-13 film. You know, Coraline, and it, from from its books, from the movies books, from the movie book origin. So so can so can't so can you tell me how so can you tell me how so can you tell me if this book so can you tell me if this book contains the second movie? Somehow I think it would because 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 we don't know what's going to happen to Coraline after the events of the first Coraline. Yeah, like does she get killed? Does she get like does she get the, the needle and the thread to the face to get the buttons on her? Does she become the next whatever? Does the other father turn into this maniacal beast that now he can't, you know, like he was smart. He was smart in the voice in, in the first movie, but now he's turning more and more dumb because of the I hope I say this right. The the other mother, the uh, the uh, the, the devil, the the damn how however you would say that, sort of a cryptifying title. Um, the Beldam. There we go. Yeah, the 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 Beldam, or the entity version, or the entity, or the entity version of the other, or the entity of the other, or the entity, or the entity, or the en- ugh, or the entity of the mother. The the Beldam uh, has more of a better ring to it because that's what that thing is. You know, so, like I mean, other mother my foot, right? No, yeah, it, it's got a nice ring to it, but that's not who she is really. So it's got a nice ring. It's simple, but this thing's not simple at all. So how about just call it the Beldam, right? Like I mean, for all I know, she could have been in the Nightmare Before Christmas. Like like she's been killing and killing and killing. You know, and I and I'm pretty sure she's linked. I'm pretty sure she's in there somewhere in the Nightmare Before Christmas because but for some reason when Zero picks up sorry when Jack Skellington picks up a doll with the buttons in the eyes, well, what do you call that? Right? I mean, think about it. Jack Skellington picks up a doll as he's singing to himself, as opposed to this could be this could be like one one of the three ghosts children that he's holding up. Because what do you know? They got the buttons in the eyes, and it's a doll, and then he rips it apart, sort of, uh, as opposed to he could, as opposed to he must be related to the Beldam, right? So, sorry, as opposed to he must have known about the Beldam. So, think about it. Like apparently that's in the, so like apparently Jack must have known about the Beldam. He must have seen her because he's got one of the dolls right in his home there. Like he must have seen her. So he must have seen her. He must have seen the Beldam, or like maybe he knew her. Maybe he knew her. Maybe he made some deals with her. And that's probably why he's got that doll up in there. So, which is a pretty good indication that maybe the ghost children are in the Nightmare Before Christmas. So anyway, back to Coraline 2 here. The book has a lot of stuff that apparently the first movie does not have. and and it, and the the book, pardon my English, um, has like it's almost ridiculous. Jack's holding the doll with the button in the eyes, and then he kind of rips it apart so on to discover what this thing is. And I'm pretty sure they put that in there because of Coraline. But anyway, um, I'm pretty sure they put a ghost child in there to make the Coraline cut in that movie. But anyway, the, the book Coraline is obviously more originally and more terrifying than the movie. So, and the movie's pretty darn terrifying too. So, so, so here's a thought: why not make the second movie, since there are a couple of trailers on YouTube here, more and more like the book, since the book is probably more graphical and whatever and whatever. Um, I hate to see that. I would like to see that vibe or that exact or that stuff from the book in the second movie of Coraline. Like I mean, think about it. The movie doesn't end just because the credits are there, just because the ending credits, just because the end credits are just because the end credits come, doesn't mean that the entire story. So, why not put the book vibe into the second one, into the second Coraline movie? Because we don't know what happens to Coraline after the first events, which is Coraline. We don't know what happens. That is taken away from us. That is like dampened out what we think is going to happen versus what's really going to happen to Coraline in the second volume, the second movie. So here's an idea floating in the air. Why not put the stuff the book didn't show? So why not take the stuff from the book? So why not get the book, read it cover to cover, and then put that in there? Right? Like, I mean, come on. The book apparently is a way more effective and scarier version of what the Coraline movie is. So, like, why not? It's to say it's following the same principle. It's following the same line of the book, but it's not following the book at all. So why not? Like, it's following the same line of the book. It's following the same principle of the book, but it's not following the book. Excuse me. Pardon me. So, like, it's following the same line, and the same principle of the book, but it's not actually following the book. So why not finish the Coraline story with stuff from the book, but in the movie. You know, wouldn't you like? I definitely would want to see that. You know, the book vibe instead of just, oh, okay, I'm going back to finish what I thought I had finished. You know, like instead of having Coraline doing the same thing, but in the second thing, like instead of having Coraline just be like, oh, crap, I gotta go back and finish this. I thought I had finished it in the first time. I guess I'm being informed that I didn't finish it. So I'm going back. Hold on to that thought, Coraline. You might want to go through this whole thing of going back to slay, I don't know. So you might want to hold that thought there, Coraline, and actually take a look at what is happening here. You're going back, or you're finally having your doom, or you're finally having your doomsday, or you're finally getting your doomsday, the one that you almost got in the first one, or you're having your ultimate doomsday where you become the next, where you were almost technically there in the first film, but now you're going to get it completed. You know, so why not grab the book by the spine and make the second film what the book is? You know, like somewhere within the Coraline universe, there's there's at least one more all around big thing that's gonna happen, and we're not there yet. We only go through the first movie, you know. So that was the first curtain, and now the second and final curtain is this. Oh, that's right. Nobody knows what that is. So how about put the whole? So why not finish the Coraline movie right where you left it? Continue it and make it more like the book, right? Like what is in the book can resurrect into the movie. You know, finishing that off because we don't know what's gonna happen to Caroline. We only know that she's a lot. We only know that she's got. Pardon me, because we don't know what's gonna happen to Caroline. We can only think of what's gonna happen. So why not put the book and the movie and the second movie together to make that movie? Right? I mean, come on. You put the movie, you put the second movie right where you left it in the first movie. Continue it, and then and then take the book and throw it into the movie. You know, as where it's going to go. Put the book, like, watch Coraline again, and then put it right at the end, and then just keep on going with it. You know, like, she's out, she's saved, at least she thinks she's saved, and at least she thinks she's got it all figured out and done. Like she's out, she's saved, and she's done everything there is to do, but oh, wait a minute, look right. There's a second curtain there. There's a second curtain that says, go back. You know, there's a second Curtain, this is like she's like in this one, she has done it, she's completed it. Well, obviously not, because the ghost children, there are not ghost children anymore, told her she had to go back because telling her that she wasn't done yet. So where does that leave? So where does that leave? You know. So where does that leave Coraline? Obviously, they're supposed to. So where does that put Coraline? Right. So how about? So they're telling her she's not done yet, and she's like, "Oh crap." You know, I thought I thought I was done. You know, and that's the trailer of the second thing here. You know, she's got more to do. So obviously, why not put the whole book? So why not take the book and the making of this movie, of the second Caroline, and turn the book into that movie? It makes sense, doesn't it?